I think I'm just going to pocket that wisdom.
I also understood that only having the talent is not enough.
And I think that was a moment that let you rediscover yourself.
But over the time, somehow I lost myself.
And a big shout out to your husband, who has been a co-captain to this creative powerhouse.
And saying no to wrong energy is also very important. It's a difficult one, but the thing is, no, stop.
Hi beautiful people. Today I'm sitting with someone special who has figured out the secret to having a successful career and yet have a completely peaceful soul. I secretly believe that she has more than 24 hours. I think I would refuse to let her go without having the exact blueprint with me today. Welcome Praveena.
Thank you so much.
You are a brilliant tech engineer turned creative powerhouse. You not just create lovely artworks, you also build communities with all your heart. So lovely having you.
Thank you.
Praveena, I want to dive right into your roots. Growing up, you watched your high-ranking police officer father deeply cherish and respect your mom so much and help around the house. How did that mutual respect shape the kind of woman you are today?
Well, my father was having a very high demanding career and mom was a lawyer. So all I learned was to show that respect and mutual understanding among them. That's how I learned how important it is to have a support system even at home. Because at home there were no, this is your role and this is my role. They both shared the responsibilities, they both took care of the house, they both run the house. And that made me somewhere feel that the responsibilities have to be shared and understanding respect plays a major role. And even today when I look back, my parents and my sister is my biggest support.
That's wonderful. That really shows how you're such a natural in building communities as well. Praveena, speaking of your journey, you later moved halfway across the world. You moved from Singapore to UK. And there you acquired new skills, business thinking, and you were in a completely different environment. How did that kind of shape your confidence and entrepreneurial skills?
UK has changed me a lot as a person. I was always a little quiet, reserved person. I don't say it as an introvert, but I was a little reserved kind of a person. And staying in UK quickly pushed me out of my comfort zone and it made me to learn a lot of things. And being in that uncomfortable zone actually made me learn a lot of things. I learned how to set the boundaries, how to keep myself in the place where I need to dig into my own confidence to learn a lot of things.
Wow.
And I briefly also explored a lot of skills over there, and which I was inclined more towards the jewelry making at that point of time. And I also understood that only having the talent is not enough. You need to know your own mindset, the system that works.
Yes.
A lot of things I've explored and I understood myself a little better way, I would say. And then I learned the habit of letting go of things, because I think to understand and get into learn new things, you have to let go of your inhibitions, your insecurities, all of that. It's more like an example when an apple is falling out of a counter, you automatically stretch your hand to hold an apple.
Right.
But in the same way, if a knife is rolling and falling off the counter, you cannot stretch your hand and hold it in the same way like you hold an apple. So I learned which one to let go of your life, and be it expectations, be it the people, be it the circumstances. I understood which one to let go, which one to hold on to. That is my biggest lesson.
Okay, now fast forward to that moment which I think every mom can relate to. Praveena, there was this incident when your little one, your daughter, asked you, Mama, what's your profession? And I think that was a moment that kind of let you rediscover yourself beyond your motherhood. Can you take us back to that moment? What really happened, and how did that really shape you to the entrepreneur that you are today and the woman that you are too?
Thank you for that question. Yes, this is really important moment that I will always cherish and I will always remember in my life. Because when my daughter was around 5 years old, and one day she has come up with this question asking me, what do you do, Mama? What is your profession? And I was standing there without an answer. I knew I had different things in my mind, but motherhood took over everything. I'm not degrading or underrating the role of a mom, because that is highly demanding job to take care of the house and to take care of the little one. But over the time, somehow I lost myself, and I was standing there looking at her. I had no answer. And then I started to question myself. Who was I, apart from being a mom and a wife? And that made me to pull my roots again. And then I started to think, being creative, what I used to do. And then I enrolled myself at JDMIS. And then over the next 1 year, I become a certified jewelry designer.
Wow.
And then I learned a lot of things. I unlearned a lot of things. I understood the market. And then Craftomania happened. And I must give the credit to that name to my husband, because he's the one who suggested, saying that Craftomania is what suits and you should go ahead with this. And I think my husband is my silent backbone, I would say. That is a very big support, because always when you ask, a support system is something like not something doing something grand or big gestures. Sometimes letting you be and just being behind your dreams is actually a bigger support.
Absolutely.
He lets me be myself and gives the space to grow and trust. That is what is a bigger support, and that's how the Craftomania is born again.
It's fantastic.
And I'm glad about it.
Beautiful, so beautiful, Praveena. I think that's amazing how incredibly a child's innocent question completely changed your world. And a big shout out to your husband, who has been a co-captain to this creative powerhouse. Praveena, you actively manage a business, a family, your household. You also get your yoga done. How do you actually do all this without losing yourself in responsibilities? How do you balance your ambition and family and everything that you do?
Honestly, balancing is not being perfect at everything. To me, balancing is prioritizing. Because some days when I prioritize things, some days I think my yoga gets priority, sometimes my work, sometimes my daughter, sometimes just me time and my coffee.
Wow.
So it's all the prioritizing, I believe, because you cannot be at every single place giving your 100%. And I also learned not to romanticize being overburdened. Because there was a phase I used to make sure I attend to every single thing. And I think I'm in a phase that I need to protect my energy. And like I said, being a Krishna follower, I only focus on my efforts and not the outcome. I always emphasize on that. And that's honestly because prioritizing it what makes my life simpler and easier. And I make sure that I do smaller things like spending time with my family and catching up for a cup of coffee with my loved ones or listening to my daughter's stories. All this plays a major role. And
it's amazing, Praveena. I know that you get all these things done single-handedly. You have no external help. Kudos to that. And I would like to say that definitely yes, Krishna's wisdom is the sanity saver for today's world. I know that Craftomania focuses on bringing mindful creativity and meaningful experiences to this fast-paced world today, right? What childhood magic can you think of that you think that the present generation is missing right now? And how does your workshops bring that back to today's times?
I think today we are all losing the mindfulness and slowness and enjoy the process rather than looking for the outcome more. So I remember when we were kids, we never bothered about what we are doing, how we are doing. So we just enjoy the process, coloring out of the lines or creating something with your hands.
Yes.
We all enjoy the process. That is what missing in today's fast world, because everything is fast. Fast validation, fast success, everything. I think in this way, we are always losing that mindfulness of what we are doing. Craftomania workshops is especially focused on that, be it resin, quilling or anything. I emphasize on letting them to enjoy the process. For example, the quilling work, what you see here, see it actually puts your mind over there and you cannot think of anything. So that will emphasize on that. I think when I was a kid, I always enjoyed the process of doing things, and my parents never stopped me being creative. Despite of having too many things around that we need to handle as a kid. But I think that child still exists in me, and Craftomania is a way that I'm giving a voice and a space to that, I believe.
How lovely. It's beautiful, Praveena. That's really, really nice. I really like to thank you for giving us the permission to not focus on perfecting pixels and just coloring out of lines, guys. Praveena, running a big business isn't easy, right? Especially when the client has a vision that doesn't really align with your own personal style. Sometimes they even have like a big paycheck. It's very hard for an artist to say no. How do you sort of stick to your soul's calling and say no to the wrong energy?
That's a very interesting question. I think over the time running this Craftomania taught me a lot of things. Not only saying yes to things, I also learned how to say no to a few things. Because I don't say yes to all the opportunities that I get along the way. And saying no to wrong energy is also very important because I believe in strong energy that creates a good artworks, good positivity around. So if I don't align with anything that somebody comes up with, and I set my boundaries before talking to them for every single thing, and I always say this is what I could do which can fix up, we can match to your expectations. I always give that strategical way, this is how it works. But if I don't feel aligned with my values or the thing, whatever I do, then I'm happy to say no in a very polite way. Because that is really important to me to keep myself in the sane mode and not to go insane.
It's great. It's interesting you say that, and I think I'm just going to pocket that wisdom. Praveena, protecting your peace clearly allows you to pour all your love into the projects that you do. I know that you've created some very beautiful custom-made crafts for couples as well. What does your process look like, especially when they hand you their raw emotions? How do you convert that into art?
I really love making customized products to say that because I think if somebody trusts me with their memories, I don't see it as just creating a product. I'm just holding on into their story in a very beautiful way and to create artwork out of it. The process usually starts talking to them, understanding the story behind what exactly they want to create it, what is their perspective, and then the process starts. And then for each and every step, I make sure that they're aligning with it and the energy that what I'm putting into that is what they're looking for. Over the years, I've made many customized products. I think there are a few products which I will always remember is there was one resin clock I've created. It is something like this.
Oh wow.
So something like this I've created. But the sand was from Bali, where the client was proposed by her fiancé. She got the sand from that beach and she handed over to me and she said, do something with it, but I always want to remember, that moment. And there are many products that I created with the flowers that was proposed or their wedding ones.
Wow.
All those flowers I preserve, make keychains, keepsakes, and I preserve it in a cube. When I do this, that really makes me feel good because my product is going to be in somebody's home, like a keepsake, which I'll always cherish.
Wow.
I'm glad that my work is playing a role in somebody's life in this way.
Definitely. Yeah. I think your clients are incredibly lucky. Praveena, Creative Circle brings creators from different creative backgrounds of different experience levels. What was the heartbeat when you started building this creative community with Anselin? And what do you think makes meaningful creative connections thrive?
Well, Creative Circle is very unplanned. One day when I was just talking to Anselin, we both hit it off and then we were like, we are going through the same phase of being lonely in this artistic journey. Then we have started Creative Circle, and Creative Circle main motto is not to have competition but more collaborations. Creative Circle emphasize of the people who are in their different phases of their journey, be it artistic journey or small business journey. We always feel lonely. We don't know where to go, whom to ask. That's why the Creative Circle gives the support to people and the support system where you can talk freely, you can make connections. And when networking is not to gain something out of it, networking is more like to have that support and to have that people that you believe in your work, in your journey. The only belief is that creatives grow faster together. And not only that, I think many people need that space to be seen, to be understood.
Absolutely.
That is why the creative circle is born and is growing now.
You and Anselin have made the room for that, and that's real Queen's leadership, I would say.
People say that positive energy attracts people, so I'm staying positive to attract all the positivity around.
Absolutely. You have done it. But if there's one message that you would like to share with all of us today, then what would that be?
That one lesson from my journey I would want to say is that you don't have to be only one version of yourself. So you can be a mother, an artist, an entrepreneur, you can do it all. And don't emphasize on being very perfect in everything you do. It's more about being consistent and showing up, even on the difficult days, even you feel that that's really difficult to do things. Just show up. So that changes, it's a game changer to me.
Praveena, we're going to do a rapid fire. Whatever popped first in your head, you have to say that. The first thing you ever made with resin?
Jewelry.
Glossy finish or matte finish?
Glossy.
Most difficult piece you've ever created?
It's not with resin, but it's with a client have come, given a spoon and asked me to make a bracelet.
Wow.
With the spoon, I did make it.
How did you even manage that? Oh my gosh. One color you would always go back to?
Teal.
Gold flakes or pressed flowers?
Both together.
Biggest resin fail?
Biggest resin fail. When I was working on a wooden base, I couldn't manage because I didn't check the edges properly, so it all split, it has come out. That was the fail and also biggest learning to me.
Piece you have secretly been most proud of?
I think the clocks that I make and the customized pieces that I'm really proud of making them.
Music while working or complete silence?
Instrumental, not any vocal songs, but instrumental.
Glitter spill or your child's toys tornado when she was young?
Nothing matters actually. Both are beautiful in their own way.
That's lovely. Smooth MRT line or your chaotic brain?
Both together. In the smooth MRT line, my chaotic brain having all the thoughts.
Yeah, you're a leader. Amazing. Thank you so much, Praveena.
Thank you so much for these questions.
Praveena shared that how life can actually be a beautifully curated experience. I think the only creative act that all of us can do is show up authentically. And I think, Praveena, we really struck some gold with you today. Thanks for really sharing your blueprints that I was asking you for. And for all you beautiful people out there, go create some magic.